Wait, what was that? We're live? Breaking news. This just in. Jake Paul, Nikisa, most valuable promotions and boxing promoter, British promoter, Eddie Hearn have teamed up to take over women's boxing, which is very bad news for one Claressa Shields. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I am back with some more boxing. It's like the bad news keeps coming in for Claressa Shields. I was on social media and I stumbled across a post. And in that post, Jake Paul and Nikisa of MVP Promotions posted this picture. It's like a flyer almost with Eddie Hearn. So I'm like, that's weird. So I decided to research it further to see what this graphic was about, right? And it says, Women's Boxing Strategic Alliance, right? Ally. Most valuable promotions, breaking a new era for women's boxing. MVP and Matchroom Boxing have formed a strategic alliance to create more opportunities, bigger fights, and an even brighter future for the sport. Stay tuned. Wow. Now, if that wasn't enough, Eddie Hearn also posted it, right? You see MVP logo and Rematch Room Boxing, right? Boxing is a funny old game. Pleased to announce our partnership with Most Valuable Promotions, Jake Paul, Nikisa, across women's boxing. We both share the same vision to support women's boxing and deliver legacy-defining and life-changing opportunities for our fighters. Let the alliance begin. Wow. MVP in the crowd. Talk about cheers. Now, I know. Some people, they're going to say, oh, but Ego, how does this affect Claressa Shields? Why did you bring her up? Let me give you guys a little bit of a backstory, right? Jake Paul, this is why it's important. Jake Paul and Eddie Hearn previously didn't really get along. As you see right here, Jake Paul and Eddie Hearn's Rematch Room reached a settlement in the $100 million defamation lawsuit. So Eddie Hearn was actually suing Jake Paul at a point in time. Hearn and Matchroom sued Paul in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, after Jake Paul alleged the boxing promotion was paying veteran judge Dave Feldman to score fights in favor of Matchroom boxers, right, in an interview. So I'm not going to harp on it was already settled and they got over it. But just last year, the two weren't seeing eye to eye and they were at odds. Now you see they have formed an alliance. They are allies and they're bringing women's boxing. Now, another reason why this is important and why it affects Claressa Shields is keep in mind the people you see on the screen, they're separate entities, but they both wanted to sign Claressa Shields. She even said that. Eddie Hearn sent an offer. Jake Paul and MVP sent offers. She chose to go with a record label. And again, a lot of people cover Claressa Shields. This is why my channel hits different, because I'm giving you the boxing side of things, right? So Claressa Shields had an opportunity to sign to either one of these people, right? Either Eddie Hearn or Nikisa and Jake Paul for MVP. She declined both and followed her boyfriend, rapper Papoose, hardcore rapper, but he's glossy, and ran over to Win Records and stayed with Salida Promotion. Now these two have joined forces. It's almost like Claressa Shields is being boxed out, and there's a new era of boxing, right? There's a new, first of all, they got a fight right now. Jake Paul and them, right? And Caroline Dubois, all these people are flying in, as you see right here. So they're promoting that. They got a deal with ESPN. They got a UK fight with Chantel Cameron, right? And Michaela Mayer, right? So they're getting it. Look, these are the fights they're doing. They're doing great promo for boxing, particularly women's boxing, right? And now they've struck this partnership with Eddie Hearn to maximize that and make sure that they're working together and everybody's on the same page. Everybody get money. Everybody break bread together, right? Now, MVP particularly, look at their female women's boxing stable. I mean, it looked like a yearbook photo, right? You see all the people that Claressa beef with, Alicia Baumgardner, Amanda Serrano, Shadaysha Green, so on and so forth, right? They have all of these females with MVP, and they continue to sign. And again, they have deals with ESPN and also Sky Sports in the UK, right? So it's looking to me like Claressa Shields is kind of being frozen out. She's the odd woman out. You're over with Win Records and Papoose. They don't know boxing. They don't know how to promote. That much is apparent because she has a fight coming up, and I've heard very little about the actual fight. The news we're hearing about Claressa Shields literally has nothing to do with the actual fight, right? While MVP and Eddie Hearn, they promote their actual shows, right? Anthony Joshua literally just fought. Eddie Hearn's promoting Joshua, not having Joshua rap and all this other extra stuff. So, yeah, this looks bad. The more I think about it and the more you guys should think about it, it's not looking good for Claressa Shields because you have the two companies that have just formed Voltron, and they have the biggest amount of women's boxers in the game currently, right? And then now they're agreeing to work together. What does Win Record, what type of leverage does that give them? Who do they have signed? They have a couple males that they just signed, but who for Claressa to fight? And mind you, when Claressa did that rant, she was like, I don't need Nikisa. I don't need Jake Paul. And she threatened to sue them. This is what happens when you burn bridges, people. This is what happens. You never know what type of moves people are going to make. And she's out here threatening to sue them. Got banned. Remember, she got banned from MVP events. And now it looks like the future of women's boxing. Remember, they had this graphic, and it said the face of women's boxing. Looking very true. Claressa photoshopped herself onto the graphic, but now with them joining forces with Eddie Hearn, they become even more of a powerhouse.